Alright guys, I told you I was going to come back with all the information about this property I got. So let's get it started. Let me go to the internet here and pull up some more things before I show you this. Let's go to YouTube and pull up the video of the property. Go to YouTube. And the address on it is 1872 Benny. See if it's gonna show up. Should show up. Let's see here. There it is. All right. This is a property that I got. Well, actually, I went to my neighbor. My neighbor said they had a house. She had mentioned that she had her grandmother's house that they wanted to sell. She knew I did real estate, and that's one thing, guys. If you are a real estate wholesaler or investor, let everybody know. I've got it plastered on my car. I wear T-shirts that said this guy. I want to do something different. Have two thumbs pointing saying this guy buys houses. I can have my sign back there, and also I have these here cards. I mean, you gotta always be promoting. That's how I get my deals. I got these cards where I pass it out, and also I give a $500 referral fee when somebody refer me, and you have a QR code where you can scan it, and go to the website, go to my website that I had, that I have for my real estate business. And I also have a page on Facebook, a page on I'm on LinkedIn, but I have a page on Facebook, a page on Instagram, and just having pages across the social media. And I talk about it on TikTok too. I really didn't want to get on TikTok, but I realized that I really want to really get out there. I had to go ahead and do TikTok too. But like I said, about a year ago, August 2024, my friend approached me and said they had a property that they wanted to get rid of, and they had me come look at it. That's when I made this video. But they decided not to sell because they said they wanted to go ahead and become landlords, because they inherited about 4 or 5 properties from their dad, who was a real estate investor, and he had passed away. And so they had started selling off the properties, and I think this is the last one. So this was the last one. So I started, going after them about it. And I made this video last year, and then they decided not to sell because they said they were going to go ahead and do it themselves. And then I kept following up, and then eventually they said, yes, okay, we're going to sell. So around about December, that's the importance of follow up too. I always follow up. That's how I get my deals. And I've been doing this for like since 2016 when I went to Atlanta. I came back to Memphis. I went to Atlanta in 2015, came back to Memphis in 2018, and I discovered real estate in Atlanta because I actually went down there to push a clothing line called Street Docker, but it didn't work out. And I discovered real estate, so I came back home, moved next door to my mom. I bought my neighbor's house next to my mom because I was going to use this as a rental to control who stayed next to my mom, and I wanted to fix up. And I actually want to do something in the South Memphis neighborhood that she stays in. So that's why I'm here now in this property. Everything didn't work out the way it's supposed to, so I'm still in the property, but I am getting ready to move once I get these 3 properties I have on the contract, rehab and sold. But back to the story. I said this house, they decided to go ahead and sell to me, and we negotiated, and I got the price of $20,000. Most investors are buying. This is a 2-1, 794 square feet. Doesn't sound too glamorous, does it? But wait till I show you what these houses are selling for here in this South Memphis area. But here's the video. As you can see, let's kind of go through it. Turn the sound down and go through it. Small house, needs some work. Living room, kitchen's real small. Let's see here. That's the bed first. That's the bedroom. Hardwood floors throughout. That's the bedroom. Pretty decent bedroom. I do change the wall. Then I'm going to keep the hardwood floors. They're going to give it a little character to it. And most houses in this area has these floor furnaces that work very very well when they work, but it's hard to find someone to work on them. It's hard to find components to them because these houses were built in the 1940s. So a lot of these parts and people that work, the parts are obsolete, and the people that work on them are very, very scarce. And plus, most of these houses here have what you call a crawl space, and a lot of those older guys that used to work on them can't get up under the houses like that anymore. So they just stop working on them. But these things do work, and they heat up the whole house. As a child, I remember having those grating burns on my leg because most of us had them because as kids we used to play and fall on that grating because it used to get hot. See if I can get back to that grating. Yeah, there it is. See that metal grating? We used to have like marks on our legs when we fell on the heat or either sat on it trying to get warm and got those little marks on our legs. So, good old days. Well, like I said, here's the, let me see, we're going to go in the bathroom. That's the bathroom. I already have an insert in there, so the bathroom wasn't too bad, but this house does need a lot of work. Like I said, it's a 2-1, 794 square feet. The neighborhood is real decent because there are a lot of older people here. What a lot of people don't know is that about 60 to 75% of the people in Memphis own their homes free and clear. And just recently, within the last 4 months, a lot of these houses have actually started doubling in price. And that may have something to do to the golf course, the only golf course in was an urban neighborhood in Memphis. It's Pine Hill Community Center. So they just had a remodel of that golf course about a year and a half ago. So it's like a brand new. Now this room here, like I said, I think it said it had a leak in the roof or something, and then something happened with the roof. I think somebody fell through it. They were trying to fix it or something. But this is room number 2. Of course, you have to fix the ceiling. They said we're gonna change all the doors, put some more what they call it, hardware on the doors, and we're gonna completely redo the kitchen, completely redo the bathroom. They said we're gonna sand the floors, make them look good, and we'll probably put something else in the kitchen on the floor. Like I said, probably gonna be a new kitchen, new bathroom, and like I said, we're gonna redo the floors. But like I said, we probably put some tile in the bathroom and some tile in the kitchen, because my contractor, which is a great guy, he added some extra on to the price because we actually could have had this entire house done for like $28,000 to $30,000, and it would have been decent. It would have been nice enough to sell or either rent. But I want to get top dollar. Most of these houses don't have HVAC systems, so I will go ahead and put a price for an HVAC system in here because that'll give the house more value and I can get more money for it. My goal is to get about 120 for it because a lot of the houses, these small houses in this area, are selling for about they start at 100,000 to about 120, and I've even seen some this size get like 130. So I'm gonna start at 120 with this certain particular company that I'm getting the money from. This company is funding the purchase of the property, the purchase of the money to flip it and fix it. They provide the contractor, which is a great contractor. I want to use their contractor as well. And I also told you guys I want to tell you how I came across getting this property. That's enough of that. How I came across getting this property is there's a guy here named Dean Harris. Is like one of the biggest property buyers in Memphis. He's an agent. He started off as an agent, then he started buying properties. And the company I got the funding from is his sister company. So I watched one of his podcasts. Let me see if I can pull him up on. Let's see here. Maybe to pull him up here on Facebook. Dean Harris podcast. Let's see if it's gonna show it. Dean Harris podcast. Dean Harris podcast. I think if I saw it here or somewhere. Oh, I think I got a link in my email. Here it is. Here's right here. He does what you call market updates and tell you, yeah. Matter of fact, this is the one that I watched. Now I contacted him because he had. I think this is the segment that's on. Let's see if this is one on zip codes. The best zip codes to buy in Memphis that they buy in. Yeah. So if anybody that want to invest in Memphis, come to him. And I'm asking you, if you buy in Memphis, come through me because I get a referral fee if I direct you to his sister company, which is the company that I'm using. Like I said, they pay to buy the property and give you the funding to fix it. And like I said, their contract is off the chain. I'm gonna use this guy for my other two flips. And like I said, they're pleasant, they're great to work with. And actually, I am not qualified to work with this company. The reason I'm qualified, I believe, is because I contacted him through email. He contacted me back, told me about his sister company, and sent me over there. So the word came from him because their contract clearly says that you have to have two flips under your belt in order to work with them. I actually had none. This is my first one. So when I saw that, I kind of said, okay, I don't have those two flips. She said, don't worry about that. So we started moving forward, and all of the ups and downs that we had, they worked with us. I mean, Melissa is phenomenal. If you see this video, Melissa, thank you. You are phenomenal. 18 stars. This is a great company to work with. So now that I give them their plug, let's go ahead and finish talking about what we're doing here. All right, like I said, I got the house under contract. Let me see if I can pull up some of my stuff here. I got the house under contract for 20. It was actually $20,000, and since it was taking so long, because actually I got this property, I was gonna flip it and try to make at least $5,000-$6,000 because I was trying to sell it for 20 and get 10 off of it. I had somebody that was gonna buy it, go ahead and pay the 30 for it. Then some things happened. Then they weren't able to buy it. Then I tried to, I kept putting it out there. I got contact with a whole lot of, wholesalers. I had a couple of guys that were actual buyers, and one guy had given me a contract for $30,000, but a guy from New York had beat him for $28,000. So I wanted to be fair and go with the guy for $28,000. But it so happens that the one in New York didn't work out. Then I tried to contact the guy for $30,000 again. That didn't work out. So a whole lot of time was wasted on me trying to flip the contract and make a quick buck. So after about 2 months, let me see, this was in December. So around January, end of January, February, I said, look, I'm gonna go ahead and flip this thing. So that's when I contacted Dean, and he told me about his company, what they could do. So I ran my numbers and found out that this house was within 75% of ARV, and it was within the criteria that they needed. So since I had spent all that time, instead of $21,000, I was going to sell an extra $1,000. If you give me a little more time, he said that's fine. So at that point, I started looking for contractors. I had one contractor look in, came by. He gave me a quote of $28,000. Then another one gave me a quote about $30,000. Like I said, it could have been done and been decent for that amount, but I wanted to be top notch so I could get $120,000 because I know the ARV of some of the properties around here. The ARV ran between $103,000 $110,000, and it was estimated to have a 30 to 45 day on the rehab because it's a small house. And these are some of the comps here. And you see the square footage is the same, 90,000, 93,000. Then as we got into later into the year, they had some for 125,000. Notice these are two ones, but saying within the same square footage and everything. 109, 114, same bills, same type of houses, same material. So these are some good comps that I was going by. So I figured mine was worth about 103,000. With this company, you have to use an agent. So I found an agent. They gave me a comp of 103,000. So like I said, I'm gonna put it on the market for 120. She's gonna market it too. She's gonna be my listing agent, but I'm also gonna market it too because I've done some Facebook marketing and advertising. So I'm gonna push it out there as well. Most likely, an investor might buy these. Dean may buy it. He said he don't like buying in this area. He said sometimes he may buy it. Depends on the deal. But he said he usually avoids this area. A lot of kind of private people avoid this area, but big time investors that buy a lot of properties out, especially out of town people, they buy in this area because the rent rate is so high. You can get a small house very cheaply, like 100. This price is cheap to people from New York, California, and Arizona. It's chump change to them. So they buy these houses, but they get the good 900 to 12 to $1,300 rent rates, and they pay a low fee, and then it's low maintenance because it's a small house. So that's one of the advantages of buying this area, because I know there's been an uptick of investment buying in this area. I mean, a whole lot. And there are like 3 other houses on the streets in this area that people I know that have passed away or been gone for a long time. So I keep following up with those people, and I'm going to eventually get those houses. Like I said, I got 2 more that I'm going to use the same contract and the same company for later on. But follow up, and let everybody know what you do. Let them all know what you do. And every now and then I'll be like, look, I'm buying houses. Do you know anybody that want to sell? Are you selling? I mean, I do that every 3 months. At work or wherever I go, I can strike a conversation. Everybody know I'm in real estate. I buy properties, and I try to form alliances with other investors as well. I have those conversations. I go to those real meetings. That's important too. So as a young investor, it's very important to go to those meetings and meet the people that are actually doing the business in your area. Like the Memphis Real here, they really they stay busy. All right, here we go to the property. It's 1872 Bennett Street. Let me see, everything's paid for. What's the close? And my closing cost, my skin in the game was $600 to $800, which I ran into a problem again. I had it at first, then I ran into some problem with the person that was going to fund it. So I had to go back to the drawing board and scramble and get these $6,800 up, because a lot of you probably saw my ad on sub 2 about me needing $6,800, and I was willing to give you some extra for it. So I raised the amount. They raised a little here, a little there, and of course I'm gonna give them a good return on that funding once their property is sold. That's my LLC right there, square footage. Paid $21,000 for it, and then the company that's doing the scope of work is what's that, Red Rock. What's that? Mario's excellent young guy. He does about 20 houses a month, so I'm gonna be doing a lot of business with him. And I have my scope of work, which I'm learning a whole lot from my. That's why I want to do my first one, because I'm learning a whole lot from doing my first one. So you must have a scope of work, which is basically, let me show you my scope of work here. It's a breakdown of what all the costs is going to be. And this guy is very professional. I mean, this is my invoice, and he's just showing everything he's going to do, how much it's going to cost. And what me and him had that conversation about, I wanted to get the highest price for it. So he said you may run into some problems, so he added an extra $5,000, extra $6,000 on top of it, just in case you run into some problems. We want to come back to me for funding. He can go ahead and take care of it. He said, Mike, I'm not going to come back to you for any more, because I've already paid it a little bit, because you allowed me to pay it a little bit. So anything that comes up, we can take care of it, unless it's something huge like a foundation issue, which we don't have. He already checked for that. We know we're going to get a new roof. We're going to do the electrical. We're going to do the plumbing. Like I said, it's basically going to be a new house when he finished with. So that's why I want him to do everything he needed, so we can go ahead and get top dollar for it. Like I said, it breaks down everything. You're going to do pretty much a new bathroom. Because basically a bathroom, just to redo it, usually about $1,500 to $2,000. You see, this is gonna be $4,500, so he's gonna do it. It's gonna be nice. I've seen some of his work too. Painting, flooring, but this is basically a breakdown of the scope of work, which is what you're gonna need, and the total cost is gonna be $44,000. Like this, like $14,000 more than my other estimate. But like I said, I want this to be a top-notch property. So when I put it on the market, I put the pictures up there, and then I do my marketing campaign. It's gonna be that. It could be a bachelor pad. It could be a small family of a mother and her son, a father and his son, daughter. And I know what the picture. I'm gonna use Chat GPT to do the copy to make it sound great. Please don't sleep on Chat GPT. I use it for everything. If I pull up my Chat GPT page, You'll see all the stuff that I've done. I got books, I got blogs, I got books I haven't published yet, I got blogs I haven't published yet. For my affiliate marketing stuff, I do affiliate marketing. All of my ad copy, my compelling ad copy is done through Chat GPT. Do not sleep on AI. Use it for your business. All right, that's the scope of work. Let me see what else I can show you down here. This thing is running kind of long, so let's see what this is. Like I said, I want to count it. And that's showing you what the proximity is for the houses that sold. Like I said, this is the house right here. They have one that sold for 93,000, 114,000, 110,000. These have been in the last 3 months right here. Last 3 months, 128,000 right there. Everything within a mile of the house. Okay, so I did my homework, and these are some of the housing pictures. Now, a lot of people saying, well, matter of fact, I had talked to somebody the other week. Said, well, we're looking at what the Zillow price is or the Redfin price is. I don't know if you can see this. Let me see if I can get it to blow up here. I want you to see something. I think the Redfin price on this was like 48,000, but it sold for 93. I think the other ones has it on it. Yeah, see, the Redfin estimates 82. It sold for 125,000, and this was in February. And this one right here, as the Redfin price is 66,000, it sold for 109,000. Like I said, people, you don't look. You look at what's selling. This is right around the corner for me right here. It says 68,000, but it sold for 114,000 in April. And they got that house. That's before they fixed it. It looks good now. Let's see here. This is an older house. This one sold for 90,000. And this is the compliment. This is the all the costs right here. As you see, the total amount was 65,000. That's the 21,000 to pay for it, and the rehab cost. It's a 6-month term, 14.5% rate. That's their cost, their loan fees, and its closing costs, which turned out to be 60-something thousand because of all the back and forth we had. And they tell you all the information you need. And also, I want to show you guys my. Where is this thing here? Where is it? My insurance. Now you want to get insurance. You have to get insurance. It's called builder's insurance, and it's a 6-month policy. It costs about $800. So we cover for, fire, theft, and all this stuff. I'm trying to find it. It's called builder's insurance. So that was a learning curve itself, learning what that was. Where is that thing? Yeah, I want you guys to kind of see it. It's detailed, but what they ask for is basically all they want to see is the declaration page. Come on, thing, come down here. Computer trying to get slow on me. Okay, but like I said, you have to. It's a policy that's strictly for rehabbers, and it's called a builder's policy. Like I said, they cover up to so much. I want to show you guys they cover, but like I said, the computer's slowing down on me. I don't want to stop on me because I've got this video thing open. So I got to get me another computer. So that's coming. Let me see, get that down. But yeah, you have to get what you call a builder's insurance. It cost me for this house $782,000. $782, I believe, and it lasts for 6 months. So I'm covered as far as insurance. So we got the insurance, you got the down payment, you got to find an agent. And I think that's about it. And we, like I said, we closed today. Go down to the picture here, see which one of these pictures on. Me and my wife and my business partner Mike. They call us Mike and Mike. And like I said, we closed today. And Mike is that's a hustle. It's a hustle right here. I like my guy Mike. And he's a hustle. He get out there and he's talking to, he do agent outreach all day long, every day. That's my partner right there. So what else? What else is there? So like I said, the goal for this is to sell it in about 2 to 3 months. He said it'll probably take 45 days. Small house. We're gonna put it on the market for 120. Hopefully, it don't go no lower than 110. We'll make about a $40,000 profit off this little small house because I got it at the right price, and that's what my guy Mario kept telling me. He said, "Man, you got it at the right price. You got it at the right price." So I see. Now I see why investors want to pay about $16,000 for houses in this area, because they know it's selling for about 100,000 plus, a little over 100,000, and it's a big kind of a big payoff. You make quite a bit of money with it because the house is so small. You don't have to spend as much fixing. So I hope you guys got a lot of information from this video. I told you I was gonna make this video, and I already contacted my guy. Okay, I'm back. The video froze up on me, but as I was saying, I already contacted my guy, my contractor friend, and let him know that we finally closed on it. Like I said, it's been back and forth for the last few months because, like I said, at one time we wired the money, but I wired ACH instead of a wire transfer, so they can't take ACHs. So they set it back another week. And also we had to wait on that to repost again, and then we finally got to send it a wire. Once we repost, we send it as a normal wire, and then we had to wait another week for it to show up again. So here it is, finally showed up, and then we had to get all the sellers together, the three of them, and one was on vacation, so we had to wait for them to come back, and they finally came back. So we were all finally able to meet today. Excuse me, and get this thing signed and get it closed. So now we're ready to move to the next phase. I called my contractor. He said he's gonna get with me tomorrow and give me some dates, and I'm gonna show you how they do the draws. Like for the money that he's gonna use to rehab the house, they do certain draws at certain times. So I need to go in there and report when they're through with one section, they'll release some more money. So that's how it's gonna go, and I'll learn how to do that. And I'll show you guys that as we go. And like I said, I'm going to show you guys step by step what we doing. Like if they start Friday, I'm going to go in there and start filming Friday. I've already talked to the contractor. He said he'll love that. It's good advertisement for him. And it's also good advertisement for the loan company. So everybody's getting a lot of plugs on these videos. So, and also this is going to also help my algorithm on my YouTube channel. So this is Mike with Real Estate Bloodhounds and Property Purchasing Pros. This is the end of the first video, and many more videos to come. The step-by-step tuning starts now. See you guys on the next video. Peace.